کنفرانس در پارلمان انگلستان، صلح و آزادی با جمهوری دموکراتیک. سخنرانی خانم مریم رجوی، رئیس جمهور برگزیده مقاومت ایران. سخنرانی‌های نمایندگان پارلمان انگلستان، باب بلکمن، رئیس کمیته پارلمانی بریتانیایی برای آزادی ایران، توبی پرکینز، جیم شانون، لورد همیلتون عضو مجلس اعیان، سارا چندلر، رئیس کمیته حقوق بشر کانون وکلای انگلستان و ویلز 2011-2014، دبیر کمیسیون حقوق بشر فدراسیون کانون‌های وکلای اروپا، استرون استیونسون، رابرت وارد، ماتیو گودوین، مالکوم فاولر و نمایندگان انجمن‌ها و تشکل‌های ایرانیان در انگلستان.
مریم رجوی: آنچه مایه امید مردم است، چشمانداز تغییر در ایران است. قانون‌های شورشی و یگانهای ارتش آزادی امید مجسم تغییر در ایرانند. به موازات اعدام و سرکوب، عامل دیگری که راهبند قیام مردم ماست، بازماندگان دیکتاتوری شاه هستند. آنها با شعارها و فعالیت‌های فاشیستی بازگشت به دیکتاتوری قبلی را تبلیغ می‌کنند. شعار ما نه شاه نه شیخ نشانه راهی است که مردم ایران را به آزادی و جمهوری دموکراتیک می‌رساند. یگانه راه تغییر در ایران سرنگونی رژیم با قیام مردمی، مقاومت سازمان یافته و ارتش آزادی بخش است. به رسمیت شناختن دولت موقت اعلام شده از سوی شورای ملی مقاومت توسط جامعه بین المللی گامی در این راستاست.
Honorable members of the House of Commons and the House of Lords, ladies and gentlemen, today Iran stands at a critical moment between fear and hope. The regime's policies of war, repression and plunder have brought severe hardships to the daily lives of our people. Families cannot buy their daily food and medicine. With each passing week, job losses are increasing. Above all, women are the main victims of these combined pressures. But the prospect of change gives people hope. The regime is trying to prevent the collapse of repression and fear through executions, detentions, street checkpoints, and internet shutdowns. Recently, the commander of the State Security Force announced the arrest of 6,500 people, including many supporters of the People's Mujahideen Organization of Iran. Despite this intense repression, the resistance units have continued their activities against the regime's centers of suppression in recent weeks. They are the living hope for change in Iran. 5 days before the war began, Liberation Army units in Tehran launched an attack on Khamenei's headquarters. Despite the regime's efforts to cover up this news, their own experts have recently admitted that this event took place. The regime killed thousands of young people and teenagers during the protests of January 2026, and they continue to carry out executions. But they cannot destroy the people's resolve for future uprisings. The mullahs fear the organizing role of the resistance units and the Liberation Army more than ever. Since the beginning of the Persian New Year, in just the last 75 days, the regime has executed 30 political prisoners, including 8 members of the PMI and 22 young protesters. You see their pictures. Presently, 12 prisoners, including Zahra Tabari, face the death sentence and their lives are in danger. Here I have their pictures. Alongside these executions and repression, there is another factor acting as an obstacle to our people's uprising, that is the remnants of the Shah's dictatorship. Through fascist slogans and activities, they promote a return to the former dictatorship. This is the biggest gift to the clerical regime aimed at undermining the freedom-loving struggle of the Iranian people. They march through the streets of Europe with flags and T-shirts of Savak, the Shah's brutal secret police. Savak tortured and killed people, and the Iranian people deeply hate them. Today, these groups even harass Iranians living abroad, including in the United Kingdom. I wish to recall the wise words of Mr. Jim Shannon, Member of Parliament. He correctly described the remnants of the old dictatorship as a wolf in sheep's clothing. However, the people who have risen for freedom reject both the current religious tyranny and the past puppet dictatorship. Our slogan, no to the Shah, no to the mullahs, marks the path that will lead the people of Iran to ultimate freedom and a democratic republic. Distinguished friends, the war and major events of recent months have shown us the truth about the most fundamental issues regarding Iran. Among these realities are the following. There is no viable solution to the regime's nuclear weapons program except its overthrow and the establishment of a non-nuclear Iran by the people of Iran and their organized resistance. The Middle East and the Persian Gulf will never find peace and stability until this regime is overthrown. The global threat of terrorism will never end until its primary source, which is the religious dictatorship, is stopped. This regime simply has no capacity for peace. The only way to bring real change to Iran is to overthrow the clerical regime through popular uprisings, the organized resistance, and the Liberation Army. Honorable dignitaries, at a time when the world faces grave security and economic challenges due to regime's ambitions to obtain nuclear weapons and its regional interventions, a firm stance against the religious fascism is essential for global peace and security. A vital step in this direction is for the international community to recognize the provisional government announced by the National Council of Resistance of Iran. Furthermore, I express my profound hope that the UK government will no longer delay the designation of the Revolutionary Guard Corps as a terrorist organization. In the meantime, silence and inaction in the face of the continuous execution of political prisoners must end. This silence and inaction only benefit a regime that stays in power through the slaughter of Iran's children. The United Kingdom is also expected to expel the regime's agents from its soil and to close all the regime's embassies and its official and unofficial centers, including those operating under religious or cultural names. Thank you all very much.